family too. It's all right here. So let me share with you. But at the end, it's positive conflict. Okay, so my essay on this topic is a true story on an unresolved conflicts. Right now in my life, I am teaching myself self-care. So at the end of this, it will be a conflict result. Growing up without a father was interesting because I had my older brother as my father figure. It was different because I looked up to him as a dad. So when it was his time to tell me to do something, I felt like I couldn't say no because it would be disrespect to my dad. Even if it was good or bad, I wouldn't say no. So I'm 49 years old now, and just a few weeks ago, I found myself having these same feelings as if I was a kid again. Right now, at this time in my brother's life, he is in the middle stage of his addiction. I experienced his irritability and anger towards an unresolved conflict that he shared with me, and I allowed him to bring me into it with his questions that I was pressured into answering. On April 6, 2019, he firmly asked me a few questions pertaining to an unresolved conflict. James told me you had the videotape of Dad's funeral for 6 months. Is that true? And on the video, does Mom say this is for Ricardo? And Aunt Margie's been keeping this video from me, and it belongs to me. Everyone wants me to mourn for all the aunts and uncles that's died, and I can't even get closure with my own dad's funeral and passing. When it was time for me to answer, I was in a bubble of pressure and fear and felt as if I was in trouble by my dad. And I did nothing wrong. An unresolved conflict that wasn't even mine had turned into mine because of me allowing manipulation, fear to lead my way. And also, I tend to always feel like I have to fix everything. So I'm acknowledging all this, okay? So I immediately drove to my aunt's to fix everything, okay? To resolve this issue. And mind you, my higher power uses my little girl as my strength. So I'm looking at her and I'm driving. I'm going, what am I gonna do looking like, going all crazy in front of my baby girl? What am I showing her, I can't do it. So this is part of my growth. I'm like, I'm supposed to become this big counselor the best I can be, and what am I gonna do? Just like try to save everybody at this place where God's gonna have me to go and stuff like that. So when I got there, I did what a mature adult would do. I did nothing. Because it wasn't even none of my business. I have finally tapped in though. I made a long overdue unresolved issue of my own finally come to an end. No more running to his every command. No more feeling pressured, and no more believing that he has the upper hand because I had gave him that label as my dad. But fear was still settling in my mind towards my older brother. And yes, I had resolved my own issues and I was happy about that. But there was still one lingering, and that was the visit to my aunt's house and the videotape and everything. And he was to call me and say, what happened at Auntie's? What did you do? And I was like, well, God, I didn't do anything. So in the back of my head, I'm like, I want to have my brother's back and all this. But then, okay, I was avoiding his phone call because I was processing the best approach possible because I've been working on my self-care and how I did not mention anything about the videotape. I tend to feel as though I didn't have his back. But being an adult on my way to becoming the best drug and alcohol counselor, I must change my way of thinking. I can't choose to think street mentality anymore, you guys. I can't. Because it most definitely will interfere with the therapeutic process with helping, the clients. I can't be like, okay, I got your back, I'm going to do this for you. Just between me and you. I can't do that no more. It's dead. So I buried that one. So I made a visit to my mom, okay? It's funny because my higher power is using my higher power is using the people closest to me, right, where it hurts the most,
Yeah.
If my higher power was to pick somebody down the street, I would have been like, well, I don't know, they don't know well, and I wouldn't have learned anything. But he's using my immediate family to change me. That's right. I made a visit to my mom. Okay, he's gonna use my mom now. Oh. Okay. She asked, hey, have you spoken to your brother? And she didn't even know what was going on. I'm like, I shared with her about the fear of answering his call, and it had been 2 days. And she right away went into protective mode towards her son, okay? And that's her first point. Pride and joy and all that. It's good. And right away began to threaten to X me out of her life. If I ever talk to that Aunt Margie again, she hates Margie. Okay. Been hating her since 1962. But that'll probably be the other one I don't want to share with you guys. Another project. I shared with her how I was processing things and I wanted to approach it in a professional manner. Oh, she then went on about, stop trying to be all professional, trying to act like you're a counselor already, right? So I'm going, becoming this kid again, and I'm like, thinking about all this other stuff. You saw all these hurts and all the stuff that I'm over. They came back, digging all my stuff, and I'm like, and I see it. So, and she goes, this is family. Family, this is family. My mom's like, I want to say like tough love all the time, So she's like, okay, you need to quit being all, trying to be acting all professional. This is family. And to call him now, you better call him now. So just when I thought I was in control, being pushed around by my brother, here comes my mom, pushing me around. Another unresolved conflict, because right away, what I did, well, I'm going to cut her off, I'm going to block her, I'm going to build my wall, because I protect my feelings, and we were just studying on this, right? We went in groups doing that, right? Yeah, so I thought that's not the professional approach at all. It's not going to be a professional. And I'm like, ooh, I want to be professional. I was professional on the streets and I was selling dope and stuff. I was like, what? You saying that's bullshit, you just blocked out. You disrespected my dope. I was so professional, I was just like, I had my day off on Sunday. I was like, like that, okay? So I'm like, the way I conduct myself in the street is, I'm going to be the best at being this counselor, because that's what, all that is why I'm here right now. Okay, so what I did, so that wasn't the professional approach at all. So to break the barrier in my mind toward my mom, I took her advice. I called him right on the spot. I called him, and usually I rebel and do the opposite. I ain't listen to my mom. But I'm like, I don't do that no more either, Moms knows best. Moms knows best. So I took her advice, I called him. Okay, right when I walked out the door. And when usually I would have rebelled and did the opposite. And that helped me. That helped me get over, things with my mom too. Okay. I called him as soon as I walked out the door. I was honest and calm as I spoke. And he respected my honesty, was proud of my decision making at my aunt's house about doing nothing. And most of all, he is proud of who I am becoming. So my belief is that it's not the situation at hand, but we must approach it in a way that it will benefit growth in a positive aspect. Unresolved conflicts, to me, are to sharpen us in areas we need sharpening. And what better people to choose to use than those who are closest to me? Yes, the ones that count the most in my life. Hit me where it counts, because I am open to change. And I dedicated this to my mom and my dad.